Welcome everyone to another video, and in this video we are going to be doing some regional cup battles. I did this video a couple days ago. I just forgot to I've been busy, so we're finally getting to it. My team is Probopass, Skarmory, Togekiss, Azumarill, Venusaur, and Medicham. I'm thinking about replacing yeah, we'll see. I make some changes. I want to make room for Swampert because I think it's a really great addition to the team. But unfortunately, just putting together my lines right now, trying a couple different lines, seeing how they're going. I like Togekiss as a charm user. His flying type is both an advantage and disadvantage. It's an advantage because it definitely, well, if it gets hit by an ice punch by Medicham, it still hurts, but those counters and Power Punch do not do very much damage to it. So we're going to leave with Skarmory, Azumarill, and Medicham. Pretty standard line, set of three, pretty reliable. They cover each other. Alright, so we're going for the Skarmory mirror match. We all know how this goes. So we're going to just air slash each other, hit a few sky attacks, see who can do the flying charge moves better. And gonna do a sky attack. Hit the excellent. Okay, great. Excellent. And then we're moving on. Yeah, I want to make room for Swampert. I don't know exactly how I'm going to make room, but I do really like it in general. It's really squishy though, so it's like pretty big downfall of it. Alright. Gonna land the sky attack. He is going to shield. So I'm in a pretty good situation at this point in time. I'm into the yellow. I should reach the next sky attack before I faint. And we'll see if he shields or not. If he doesn't shield, he'll still survive and then be able to take out my Skarmory. So I'm not gonna bother shielding. I'm gonna let it faint, and then I come in Medicham. I'm gonna ramp up with Medicham now that Skarmory's gone. And take out the Skarmory. I have 80% of my power up punch loaded, so I'm going to switch out. He switches into Medicham. I have Ice Beam Hydro Pump right now. I'm not sure if that's the moveset I'll ultimately go with, but I like it for right now. Obviously loses the mirror match, so he's gonna hit me with a couple power punches. But should be in a pretty good situation. He has no shields left. I do want to build up a little bit of energy. So I'm not going to... I should shield eventually. Because this Haunter is just mostly going to finish me off with power up, with Shadow Claws against my... Oh, okay. Alright. Another power up punch. And then I'm going to nail this Ice Beam because it's a CMP tie. Hit the excellent Ice Beam. It shouldn't KO, but it'll give me a chance to at least ramp up a little bit of damage. Oh, nice switch. Definitely preserve the health of his... and I did such a terrible job on the fighting one. And at this point in time, I just want to nail the Ice Punch. I'm not sure what he's building up for, because I think he's at a Shadow Punch. And then I got the excellent on that Ice Punch. And we're still in a pretty good situation against this Medicham. And I basically can just finish off with bubbles at this point in time. I'm going to land the Ice Beam, but really I just need to hit like 2 bubbles to KO it. I could just finish off bubbles. This is a totally unnecessary charge move. especially with shields down. And I have one more shield, so, well, you know, better safe than sorry. Alright, so we take match number 1. I'm not in love with this team. I like Probopass. Definitely walls the charm users, which is really nice. But, you know, pros and cons. Lots of Swampers around. So let's see how we do. Alright, I'm going to go Togekiss versus Skarmory. This is not a good situation for me at all. So I'm going to just play this out. Normally I would switch, but I don't really have a nice backup farming option if a Medicham comes. Because that Medicham can... Basically, if I switch into Probopass, he's going to switch into Medicham, for example, and then load up a bunch of energy. If my Togekiss comes out, I have to worry about Ice Punch. So I got the shield. I feel pretty happy with that. So I'm just going to let my Togekiss go through. And normally I would almost never do this, but I'm going to see if he's going to let it farm. And I switch out to Venusaur. So I feel pretty good about this matchup. These Hydro Cannons are still going to do a decent chunk of damage, as you can see. And I can't let it hit me with another one, or else I'm going to have to potentially burn a shield, which I really don't want to. So I'm going to either make him burn his last shield. Nope. And then it comes with Skarmory. He should, like, in theory, just farm, but getting hit by a Frenzy Plant would put it, like, pretty low health. But that's still not necessarily a terrible thing. And I'm just going to farm. I think I shield this one, but I think it's a Sky Attack. Not really a need for me to shield, but I didn't want it to be a Flash Cannon. And I'm, like, so low. He switches out to Haunter. I'm like, okay, well, this is a good situation for me. I'm just going to land some Rock Slides. And I'm going to land another Rock Slide. I don't think this would KO Haunter, but it would put it pretty close. And then I potentially could just farm. Maybe if I didn't miss that last circle, then he's able to get to the charge move. I do shield because, like, Skarmory, even with Flash Cannon, wouldn't KO me at this range. And I think it's low enough health that I can just hit it with a Rock Slide, or finish off with fast moves. So I'm not too worried about it. And we nail that Rock Slide. Rock's pretty easy charge move animation. All right. There's so many videos I need to do. So many cups I still need to cover. I still need to cover Kingdom, Tempest. Yeah, it's a lot to cover. So now we're going up against Don't Use Agrons. Nightmare. I don't know if I need to cover Rainbow and Jungle. Probably not. And then I have to go back and cover a bunch of Twilight as well. So, favorable matchup for me. And he switches out to Medicham. And then I'm going to switch out to Azumarill. Just because Azumarill has a very unfavorable match against Tropius. So it's better for me to do this matchup. Even though, like, a Skarmory with, like, a little bit built up energy should beat a Medicham. So, at this point in time, I'm just going to bluff the Play Rough. Even an Ice Beam, though, would put it at, like, pretty low health. Alright. Gonna Ice Beam. shield comes up. And Ice Beam would KO at this range, so I'm curious on what he's doing, because he should have been able to hit the Power Up Punch like 2 turns earlier. And then here I'm just building up a little bit of energy. See if he's willing to switch. Here comes the Ice Beam. Nope, he's going to shield. I'm just going to let it go. A little bit of a dangerous maneuver for me, because I don't know if I could get... No, I can. Alright. We get to the Ice Beam, which is great. This should KO the Medicham. And then I expect Tropius to come out and one-shot me. Oh no, it comes with Probopass. Interesting. And then I'm going to come out with Medicham. He's switching out. I'm going to also switch out to Tropius. And what I want to do is basically just farm up this Tropius. I also want this Tropius to put me at as low health as possible, so that way the Probopass can't farm me. Even if it hits me with another Leaf Blade, I feel pretty good about this situation, because I can just Flash Cannon. I'm not going to shield. Aerial Ace, Leaf Blade, doesn't matter. Leaf Blade does a decent chunk. And then I'm going to Flash Cannon right away. Put some pressure onto this Probopass. And then... I missed one. Maybe I don't miss it. I actually get it. And then at this health range, I could go for another Flash Cannon, which is what I try to do, but I don't get it. And then I almost clicked the Ice Punch by accident. But, you know, I'm at 2 shields, so it's not... makes a huge difference, but, you know... just understanding where my charge moves are is super critical. Alright. Gonna land the punch. Okay, we feel pretty good. Pretty good about that match. What a name. I think he recently changed his name. And it's a pretty good name. Alright, so I'm going to go with his team with Togekiss, Venusaur, and Probopass. Alright, Togekiss versus Medicham. This is an extremely favorable matchup. I do have to worry about the Ice Punches. So there's 3... He switches out to Skarmory, and I switch to Probopass. So this is, again, extremely favorable matchup for me. Here I go Rock Slide, just trying to get the shield, but he doesn't let me get the shield. And as well, I don't mind that this Skarmory is going to try to do as much damage as it can. He just sky attacks. And then I'm just committed at this point in time just to feint it down with Sparks. I'm probably like over 100 energy at this point in time. And he's just going to keep sky attacking me, because I think he wants to farm my Probopass as much as possible. But it also leaves the window for me to switch, so I don't have to stay in with my Probopass once Medicham comes out. It's only at 3 counters anyways at this point in time. It needs 5 to get to a Power Up Punch, so it's not necessarily with... I could also just Thunderbolt right away, which is what I do. So I can at least do some damage, potentially take out a shield. Okay. And then I'm going to switch to Togekiss. I do have to worry about this Ice Punch. If it is one, it would like instantly KO my Togekiss, so he recognizes that. But it's also, this Medicham's so low that it's like a little too risky Alright, Swampert. I don't know why I didn't go Ancient Power. Of course he's going to shield. This is his last Pokemon. I would be very surprised with no shields. But it's certainly a strategy you can employ against like higher level players. Is to do like slightly unconventional moves where someone wouldn't be that risky, but many top players are in fact pretty risky. So we take game number 4 or game number 2 in our second opponent. All these battles are pretty tough. It's very tough for me to like jump through different metas, and the charge move animation certainly makes it a lot more challenging and tough. So I think I sent it to nope, okay. Shiny Ben. I thought Shiny Ben was Don't Use Agrons, because someone changed their in-game name to Don't Use Agrons, and I wasn't sure who it was until after the fact. So we're going up against Shiny Hunter Ben, one of my channel members, so thank you again for your support, and I have to click no thanks. And we are having another Skarmory mirror match. Fun. All right. Hopefully nail all these bubbles, and we do. Do a pretty good chunk of damage. And comes back with the Sky Attack. And he actually beats me to it, which is fine. And we CMP tie. Hopefully nail all these bubbles. What do I do here? I could have also potentially let it faint, but I have the charge move ready. I kind of want charge, like switch priority at this point in time, but we'll see if he shields or not. He does not. He comes with, okay, nice play. Comes with Flygon, which is interesting. In theory, if I landed that Ice Punch, it would have KO'd it right away. But he probably noticed that. Oh no, he did shield. And these Dragon Claws are ultra annoying. And Flygon gets them so quickly. After 4 Mud Shots, it's able to get to a Dragon Claw. So I load up a little bit of extra energy. But to be honest, like at this health, like it's very unlikely that Flygon would... Oh, it does survive. Decide not to... I do shield. What did I shield? Did he build up extra energy? Yep, he did build up extra energy, so he's able to land this Dragon Claw. So I would have had to shield anyways if I want to preserve my Medicham, but I'm in a decent position at this point in time. I luckily land the power up punch, so I really need to hit next land, but I missed like 2 or 3 of them, which is fine. He ends up shielding, but still do a decent chunk of damage. And then at this point in time, all I know is I need to land the Hydro Pump, and it should be GG. But he does a really good job of anticipating my switch and just facing it down, then come with Ancient Power. But even if I get hit by like the 2 more Ancient Powers, I should be good, and then I would probably faint to the 3rd. But I would definitely get to Hydro Pump before them. So even if it hit me with Ancient Power at this moment, it would put it pretty close. So thankful that I was able to get the Hydro Pump off. And then finish off that Relicann. It's a nice pick, for sure. And we see it almost timed out. Had 20 seconds left on the battle. Alright, click rematch. I know what team I'm going in with. We're locked and loaded. And let's see how we do. Do. Come on, Shiny Ben. So anyways, let me know in the comment section below what cup you're interested in doing and that your community is hosting. I imagine a lot of people are going to choose Boulder, Twilight, and Season 1 Regionals for different reasons. Twilight, because I think is a really balanced cup. A lot of people like playing it. Boulder and Season 1 Regionals because different people couldn't play it for different reasons. So this is not good for me because Jirachi does resist Charm. It does chunk away at it, but I do have to get out of here. So I switched to Pro Pass. Doom Desire would hurt. And then when Relicann comes in, I was like, okay, just got to hit with Thunderbolt. It's going to be super effective because it's water typing. And we nailed excellent on the Thunderbolt. And then at this point in time, I just need to land a Rock Slide. And let's see if decides to shield or not. No shield. So gutsy. Really, really gutsy move. Or like a really good job counting. I'm going to let this Aqua Tail come through. It's super effective. It does a reasonable chunk, but not enough for me to be too concerned about. Alright, this Doom Desire would hurt, so I think I decide to shield because I don't really have a great response to it, and I have to really take it out. So I go Thunderbolt. Unfortunately, Pro has to take out 2 of these Pokemon. Hopefully it lets it go through. That's great. And I'm going to save that Pro Pass later for a potential shield. And I am not in a good situation at all. Yeah, terrible situation. So I really need to land all these Ancient Powers, and I really need the boost. It does a decent chunk, but he has no more. He has 2 more shields. So at this point in time, I'm really focused on. Let's see. I didn't want to land that Ancient Power because I'm more focused on trying to do as much damage to this Skarmory as possible. So I come with Venusaur. I have no idea why. I guess because I don't know. It's because I'm not going to be intending to burn the shields. And I have to shield. I didn't want to shield because I want to save it for that Jirachi in case it has some charge move and energy in the back. It does not. So at this point in time, I feel kind of foolish for that. I guess it doesn't matter. I went to shield anyway, so he ends up taking it. So really, really, really close match. So this Doom Desire, I could have potentially hot swapped and saved my Venusaur, I guess. But that's okay. All right. So I think we have a few more matches after this. So this is a really good match against Not a Spoofer. I think Not a Spoofer is coming to Pittsburgh. He's coming with a whole crew from Ohio, so look forward to meeting him and the rest of the team. Yeah, I don't know. This regional is always a tough decision on what to run and what to pick. anyways, I'll just start off this match here. So we're going Skarmory versus Swampert, which is a terrible, not great situation for me. Gonna be able to land the Hydro Cannon after this. Not looking good for me in the slightest. And then I think at this point in time I decide to switch out to Medicham. And it's going to land the Hydro Cannon before... Nope, decides to switch. Comes out Venusaur. So I do opt for the Ice Punch. Debate a shield or do a lot of damage. To be honest, more so like doing the damage. Debatable shield. Alright, and I'm trying to get the shield from this Venusaur. I do a terrible job. And I do get the shield, which is great. And I do want to land one more power-up punch if I can. And then I end up having a CMP tie. So I'm really hoping I didn't click on the power-up punch. I don't think I had the energy for it, so hopefully not. And then I just want to feint this Venusaur with fast moves. So now I have about 9 counters in. So I should be able to land the power-up punch right away. Oh god, so terrible. And I should be able to land another one before Sky Attack comes. Hopefully I can land excellent this time. I can. Great. So at this point in time, like, Medicham is so boosted. Just putting in some work. I really needed that, but that's quite a way. And at this point in time, he's going to nail me with a charge move. Let's see if it's Flash Cannon or Sky Attack. And it is Flash Cannon, which is going to do definitely a hurting to my Skarmory. And normally I would try to feint down, but the Skarmory Ivy, my Skarmory would not survive that battle. And then I want to switch to Azumarill right away, because all I know I need to land the Ice Beam. Probably Earthquake. A Sludge Wave would have potentially beat my Azumarill. But if this is Hydro Cannon, I'm going to survive this Hydro Cannon with like a reasonable amount of health left. And debatable if I should have went Hydro Pump or Ice Beam. Decided to go Ice Beam because it's cheaper and it will still get the job done. All right. I think we have one more match after this. This is a really good match. This very last one. It was super close. Came down to the very last wire. I really should change up this team comp because too weak to Medicham. Maybe replace Venusaur. I don't know. I like Venusaur as like an anti-Medicham. Well, it's not. I don't know. Forces shields, I guess. I don't have to shield the first one because the Ice Punch just won't necessarily KO me. But so good situation for me. Only has Hydro Cannon, but it's not a wonderful situation because this Hydro Cannon will still hurt. See if I decide to shield it or not. Decide to not shield it, and it does a boatload of damage. So much damage. Can't remember what I do here. I decide to let it go. I guess so. And I decide to come in Venusaur to farm up against this Swampert. not a good situation for me at all. But I got rid of his Swampert, so let's see what he has in the back. He has Venusaur. It's like okay matchup, like it's not terrible. But the Venusaur versus Skarmory matchup is so bad for me that I have to be like a little bit creative on trying to find a way to win. Decide to shield. Rock Slide again. Again, you want to do Rock Slide instead of Thunderbolt because Thunderbolt is resisted by Venusaur's Grass typing. At this point in time, I'm like pretty aware of the clock. Again, shielding. We're both at 0 shields. This Rock Slide is going to do a reasonable chunk of damage. About 50%. A little more maybe. And then I decide to switch out to Venusaur to tank this Frenzy Plant. If you were to realize it was another Venusaur hit me with Sludge Bomb, it would have been maybe better, maybe worse. It's hard to say. Because if he landed the Sludge Bomb, then I would have way less health for him to farm. So maybe that was the best maneuver. And really what I want to is I'm like, oh man, all I need to do is get him to rock slide range. But that's like around 40%. And there's no way I could get to it. So I probably should have farmed out that previous Venusaur a little bit more. But it's going to land a Flash Cannon. But it's going to be able to land a Flash Cannon plus Air Slashes and a Sky Attack to take out my my Probopass. So here I was like, oh, I really need to hit this Thunderbolt. And I was like one turn off. I don't think it was necessarily CMP. I think I actually filled up. I guess I could have waited as well under tap, but it was a tough call and you know, not a big deal either way. So I was super close. That Rock Slide would have put it to Deep Red, but it wouldn't have KO'd it. So sometimes you gotta take a risk. And sometimes it doesn't pay off, but it's better to lose trying to win than just lose just playing at the match as normal. So again, that's season 1 regional content. Let me know if you want to cover more, or let me know what cup you want me to cover next, and I'll see everyone in the next video.